WTF!
Wagwan, you set of bastards. I am Ross Twiddell from Cultaholic.com. You are a sexual wank pheasant. And welcome to all the WTF moments from last night, WWE Raw. A WWE Raw that I thought personally was a massive improvement from the last 2 weeks, but because the last 2 weeks have been utter garbage, that's not saying a lot at all. But we did see something miraculous on last night's episode of Raw. We saw Vince McMahon recognise all the flack he's been getting the past couple of weeks. We saw Vince McMahon ball up all of that flack and put it right on the baldy scalp of big baldy bastard Baron Corbin. Vince McMahon is an evil genius and he loves it. Dun 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 dun. And we kick things off with Kevin.
Burn it down.
Kevin Dunn, who kept on
Burn it down.
playing the burn it down thing
Burn
for some
it down.
completely
Burn it
Stop
down.
it, man. 4 times he played that bastard burn it down thing, and I know exactly why, and it's got nothing to do with WWE wanting you to buy a t-shirt with burn it down written across the tit. Essentially, my backstage sources within WWE have told me that Kevin Dunn is comparable to 1996 Mankind after he sold all of that stock and got bare coin in his back pocket. He's gone radio rental, people. He's gone off the rails. He sits in his chair in the production truck backstage and rocks backwards and forwards, and because his teeth enter a room before the rest of his body does, each time he rocks forwards, the teeth hit a button he doesn't want to hit. One Cultaholic sign in the crowd at last night's WWE Raw. Thank you very much to that Rogue Warrior there for battling against the Wrestle Twat sign and for battling against the sign for Simon Miller. We like Simon Miller here, but not so much the Wrestle Twats. So good work in fighting for the good name of Cultaholic. Next time you go to a show, take everyone else out, will you? And by that, I mean pretend you're Nia Jax and spark them the piss out, will you? Big baldy bastard Baron Corbin goes to Weenie Hood Jr.'s. Now hang on a second, everybody. Cast your minds way back to that time when I did an intro where big baldy bastard Baron Corbin had that lockbox. You know what I'm talking about. In fact, just play it now, Riott, in case they don't. Well, it all makes sense now. Big baldy bastard Baron Corbin actually is Patrick Starr, and a B-Tech version at that. So here we go then, the moment of the night where Seth Rollins claimed that under the general managership of big baldy bastard Baron Corbin, WWE Raw has sucked all kinds of ass. Not only that, but Seth Rollins pointed the finger at big baldy bastard Baron Corbin for not wanting to do with the superstars on WWE Raw, like the Revival and people lost in no man's land like that. This is the weirdest thing I've seen on WWE television since Shane McMahon was crowned the best in the world. We've all seen the reports online, haven't we? Apparently Vince McMahon has taken the past 2 weeks worth of Raws and rewritten them all the way from the top to the very bottom, and they've been crap, haven't they? Bloody crap. So crap even, it was like he was taking a dump 1 week, didn't get a clean break, waited 7 days, and then finished off the same dump on 2 different Raws. Vince has seen all this flack he's been getting. He stood there and said, "They can't hate me, my grapefruits are massive. They can't hate my grapefruits, they suck on them every week." So he's wheeled big baldy bastard Baron Corbin out there to take the heat. I should have seen Vince McMahon's grapefruits squashed. I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Vince McMahon is an evil genius. And the moment that made this crystal clear for the world to see is when Seth Rollins blamed big baldy bastard Baron Corbin for having urination segments on WWE's programming, as if to say big baldy bastard Baron Corbin is responsible for Drake Maverick pissing himself and then Drake Maverick pissing on Bobby Roode's robe. Cutting edge, Seth says. That'll get ratings through the roof, he adds. The bloody cheek of it, I tell you. That's all Vince McMahon, Seth. We hear it all the pissing time, don't we? Every single thing we see on WWE TV all the way through 2018, Vince McMahon has to sign off on it. Blame him, man. Don't blame Corbin. I'm actually starting to feel a little bit sorry for big baldy bastard Baron Corbin. He's starting to feel like the Stephen Avery, maybe, of this situation. He's being framed for something he has nothing to do with. Maybe. Write it on a piece of paper and put it under my desk, big baldy bastard Baron Corbin says, displaying like he doesn't know how doors work, or if he thinks his desk is a door, or his door is a desk. Oh, maybe he is to blame for all this. Who the hell thinks a desk's a door? A numpty. So he's 6 days removed from the biggest match of his big, bald and bastard in life. We all know that Braun Strowman or returning Bray Wyatt is going to answer the challenge on Sunday, don't we? But all it takes for big, baldy bastard Baron Corbin to book himself into a death-defying, destructive, horrible TLC match, 6 days removed from the biggest match of his career, is Seth Rollins going, "Coward, coward, coward." We started this segment with Seth Rollins being the voice of the voiceless, and ended him with going, "Coward, coward, coward." Oh. Sticks and stones, you bald prick. Sticks and stones. What a man-child you are. And that's something coming from me, isn't it? And they're going to take questions from the WWE Universe. Why the hell would you take questions from the WWE Universe when you've had 2 weeks worth of segments with questions from the WWE Universe that went down like a fart in church on No Farts in Church Day? My favourite day. WWE, how on earth can you sit there and keep on pissing out the same segments that have got a track record of being absolutely horrible and garner nothing but disdain from the people watching them?
I'll do what I want, Ross. Now suck on my grapefruits and call me daddy.
Sorry, Dad. And what the hell happened to tag team wrestling? We all know that Vince McMahon pisses and hates tag team wrestling, and after the revival compared it to golf, we can all see why. But surely when the tag team titles are on the line, it's got to be a tag team match. The AO piss out using the Freebird rule, man. WWE, Pissy Pants is the manager. Why is he involved in this match? I tell you, those 3 El Hijo del Diddlers have ruined tag team wrestling for everybody. So last week it was all doom and gloom because Drake Maverick pissed off Bobby Roode's only robe, and because of that, Bobby Roode had to walk down the ring with his nipples out, and nobody likes to walk down the ring with their nipples out now, do they? This week, there's 2 of them, and one of them isn't even for Bobby. It's almost as if Bobby had more than one robe all along, or even better, WWE have a set of seamstresses that can make one for him. What a waste of time last week was, eh? So sticking with Bobby Roode, he claimed that being pinned by Drake Maverick on last week's Raw was the most embarrassing moment of his career, and I just can't accept that when Bobby Roode wrestled for TNA for so long. As we all know, while he was in Impact, Bobby Roode lost to Kurt Angle after winning the Bound for Glory series, losing a match that was supposed to be his crowning achievement, his Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 30 moment. Not only that, but the sadness in Bobby's eyes was compounded even further when Kurt Angle lost to James Storm soon after. James Storm, of course, was Bobby Roode's worst tag team partner. And let me tell you, that's worse than being pinned by Drake Maverick after the oaths of piss have beaten the piss out of you. I'd rather have piss on my face than egg on it. Lince owes me money. I tell you, those El Hijo del Diddlers, they ruin everything for everybody. Although I guess you could say that by judging by that sign there, Lince Dorado is a cat burglar. Here is essentially what Ruby Riott said to Natalya over many sentences. Your dad's dead, lol. You know what Seth Rollins said about cutting edge and getting ratings up earlier? I think it applies here too, you know. Gimmick infringement. Nope, he's not ripping off your dad having a midlife crisis. Dolph Ziggler claimed that last night on Raw, he's not a good guy, he's not the bad guy, he's Dolph Ziggler, and he copies the big dog. Gimmick infringement. So now we have medium Drew McIntyre calling himself the last real man in WWE, and that'll show you Silas Young, won't it? You have the chance to sign a contract with NXT, lovely sparkly NXT, and you turn it down to re-sign with Ring of Honor? Who the hell do you think you are? Well, let me tell you. As I stand here pretend to be WWE, you're not who you think you are because you've taken your nickname. We're stolen your identity. So there. WWE are pathetic when you really think about it, aren't they? Drew McIntyre dips his chicken fingers in Coca-Cola. That's gotta be wrong, that there. Why is it not Drew McIntyre dips his heartless in his Ember? Maggle, 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 maggle. Maggle Cole, I've seen you once again trying to rewrite history, but you're not gonna get past me, pal, because I'm very clever. You sit there and claim that Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss have the first ever women's match in Abu Dhabi history, and let me tell you, you're Pete Tong, pal. You're all kinds of wrong. TNA, back in 2010, Madison Rayne, Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, and Sarita, they beat them to it. That's not taking anything away from Sasha and Alexa, of course. I just like my facts to be facts. Here's a quote from Mark Twain. A great storyteller has a good memory and hopes his audience does not. So there we have Michael Cole trying to be Mark Twain, but Michael Cole trying to be Mark Twain. It's just Michael Cole being a Michael Twat. Haha, it's funny because Twain and Twat. Oh, Renee, this close, pal, this close. You sit there saying that Heath Slater being a referee is defeating because you want to have a long professional wrestling career? Well, let me tell you, the fact that I can see Heath Slater on WWE Raw says otherwise. Before last week's Daddy Leaves Town match and a rounded battle royal for all the tag teams in Raw before Survivor Series in November, Heath's last match on WWE Raw was on June the 18th. It was still coming home then, Renee. We all had hopes and dreams, a heat wave. I miss those days. That's how long ago that was. Morality doesn't pay the bills, Corey Graves says. You can say that again, Jesus Christ. And next up we have Nia Jax. She hasn't got a Scooby-Doo as to how submissions work. So Nia claims that she's going to punch Ronda Rousey over and over and over and over again, so many times that Ronda Rousey is going to tap out just to stop her. Now I know we've seen tap outs from strikes in UFC, but Nia, I don't know if you realised, you clearly haven't because that potato in your right hand, but this isn't UFC, it's WWE, it's a work. People don't tap out from strikes. You quit or you throw in a towel because wrestling fans are stupid and have to see a visual cue to understand what's going on. Of course, I'm being sarcastic here, everybody. I'm on your side and having to go at WWE for that paint by numbers bollocks. And next up, we have Renee Young claiming that Tamina is doing Nia Jax's bidding while she was wrestling Ember Moon. That's despite the fact that Nia Jax on Sunday at TLC is wrestling Ronda Rousey, who the last time I checked isn't Ember Moon. One more, Renee. One more mistake from you, pal, and you're getting a thing. Next week it could happen. Oh. So according to Michael Cole, Ember Moon defeating Tamina in a wrestling match on Raw has got to give Ronda Rousey momentum against Nia Jax ahead of Sunday's TLC match. How? How the hell does that work? It's like me standing here and saying I'm going to hop once, and that hop is going to solve Brexit and world hunger. Two completely different things, Michael, not related in the slightest. Back to Michael Cole we go once again. He stands there and says, let me read me notes. Let me get this correct. Bobby Lashley's going to face Elias in a ladder match with a guitar hung above the ring. The first person to retrieve the guitar can use it. It's not a ladder match then, is it, Michael? It's a guitar and a pole match without the pole. What a shambles. And I've got one question about the supposed ladder guitar match thing. Why the hell would you risk your life and all of your limbs by climbing a ladder to get a soft balsa wood guitar when you can just use the ladder, a big heavy metal thing, as a weapon and do more damage? Think, man. So we end this episode of WTF Moments by realising that referees in WWE utterly pointless. When Seth Rollins won that TLC match last night when he plucked his little belt from a little hook in the sky, he slated the referee, passed out, didn't see it happen, couldn't ring the bell, so what's the point in having one? I guess this is a wider issue in sport these days with VAR. Now we have VAR, we don't need referees, just bring in VAR WWE and just get rid of the referees, save yourself a bit of money. And because of VAR, I hope Heath's kids enjoy eating dust because their dad doesn't have a job for much longer. Much like me when Article 13 gets passed. Heath's kids, save me some dust, will you? That's it for you, WTF Moments from last night's WWE Raw. I've been Ross from Cultaholic.com. Article 13. Bye. Follow me on Twitter at Ross on Wrestling. Pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. But most importantly of all, subscribe to this channel and follow us everywhere we have the social media.